Hi, everybody from Mom Me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today, and I'm really excited about this week's topic. I am sort of embarrassingly, dorkily, nerdily excited about this week's topic because it seems like it's not that exciting of a topic, but it really is. We're talking about meal planning this week. And one of the reasons why is because a ton of my clients have meal planning in their game plan this month, and I want to put that out there for them and give them some step-by-steps. And the other reason why is because you guys might think that this meal planning, scheduling concept, this time of year, right in the beginning of the summer break, is a terrible timing. But I want to show you guys this week that meal planning, which is one of the cornerstones of planning your week and scheduling and routine and all that stuff, is actually a way to help you have more freedom and enjoy your summer even more. So I hear from clients all of the time like, oh, there's no point in meal planning right now, or trying to eat healthy right now, or trying to get on a routine right now, or blah, 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 because it's summer break, everything's so crazy, blah, 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 blah. And it's just going to get screwed up. You guys, it's totally cool to have a plan and stray from that plan, but you can't stray from a plan if you don't have a plan in the first place. So before you go off making a bunch of reasons and excuses why this time of year or what's going on with you right now means that you should just break the rules, ask yourself if you even have any rules to break, because I bet that you don't, and I bet that you're just winging it right now. So I want to spend, today's Tuesday, I like to bust myths on Tuesday. Tuesday's my myth buster day. So let's bust some myths that I hear all the time from my clients when it comes to meal planning. And I had a client one time who said, I must be the only person in the world who has this problem. You know who you are if you're watching this video. But when I do meal planning, it actually winds up taking me more time and costing me more money. You're not meal planning then. You're probably just meal hoping. Meal fantasizing and meal hoping and meal daydreaming is not meal planning, okay? If you actually do meal planning, it's going to work amazing for you, and you're going to see that it's going to become second nature, and it's actually going to make your life so much easier. So the first myth I want to bust is that meal planning is really time consuming. That is completely not true, you guys. I actually timed myself this week for my meal planning, and it was so freaking fast. I planned out my entire meals for the week and made a comprehensive grocery list for the week in less than 10 minutes. Now, when you are just winging it in your kitchen and standing there with the door open going, it's dinner time, what should I make? I don't know, I didn't make it to the grocery store today. That's taking you just as much time as you would have taken to plan your entire week and actually get it figured out, okay? And how many times you have to go to the grocery store every week because you didn't actually plan stuff out? If you make a plan, you only go to the grocery store one time, and maybe every once in a while you have to stop by and get a few little supplemental things, but it's not like a big wandering, meandering grocery run. So much time saving. So myth number one, it does not take too much time. It takes way less time. Myth number two, it's too rigid. It's not rigid, you guys, because here's why. When I plan my week, I always leave like one or two meals, like a lunch here, a dinner there. That's nothing, because I know we're going to have leftovers or something's going to come up or whatever. And I always wind up kind of shifting things around. Like the meal that I planned for Tuesday, I wind up making on Wednesday or vice versa. You don't have to be like super anal retentive cuckoo's nest with like a cookbook shoved up your butt to do meal planning. But like I said from the beginning, once you have a plan, it actually makes it so much easier to be flexible and mix things around and stuff like that. But you can't be flexible with a plan that doesn't exist. That's just winging it. That's not being flexible. That's just like not having a plan. That's like pandemonium, okay? So it's not too rigid. I want to bust that myth for you right now. You do not need to be super anal to do this well. The last myth I want to bust for you is that it has to be complicated, that you have to make really fancy recipes or whatever. You guys, that's a bunch of baloney. At least once a week in our family, we have breakfast for dinner. And when I say breakfast for dinner, I do not mean I'm making crepes from scratch. I mean freaking scrambled eggs and toast, okay? That's still a healthy meal. And guess what? I can plan that. And at least once a week, I let my kids make dinner. At least once a week, I do something we call snickety snack dinner, okay? It does not have to be complicated. If you look down on your kids' plate and it has at least 2 or 3 food groups represented, you are nailing it. And it does not have to be complicated. It could literally be a sandwich, some yogurt, and carrot sticks. That counts as a meal, you guys. Just because you planned it doesn't mean that it has to be grandiose or complicated or that you have to be an amazing chef or any of that crap, okay? And I'm going to tell you the last thing I want to tell you that I hope is really, really, really going to convince you to do this meal planning thing. I realized about 1.5 years ago that the absolute worst thing for me about feeding my family, I have 4 children, like it's really, really hard for me to just like pull something out of my butt and make it for dinner. It doesn't work that way because I'm making dinner for 6 every night. So what was really, really stressing me out and costing me so much energy and time and basically making me resort to feeding my kids stuff I didn't want, going out to eat more than I wanted and all that stuff, it wasn't the skill of cooking. It wasn't that I didn't know how to go to the grocery store. I didn't mind the time that it took to cook. It was figuring out what to make. That took me so much more time. And also, if I'm figuring out on the spot what to make for dinner, that means probably I don't even have the ingredients, or I have most of them but not all of them, or I'm going to have to go to the grocery store or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, forget it. I'll just make like toast or something because I don't feel like going to the grocery store, and it's a big mess. The thing that makes feeding our families hard is the spontaneity. So when you think you want spontaneity, that doesn't work. There's a difference between spontaneity and flexibility. The thing that costs us the most time and energy in making and feeding food for our family is thinking of what to make. That's why if you just have a system where you don't have to think, like go through your phone and look on Facebook for recipes, get a Pinterest board, do whatever, get a cookbook that you really love and just flip through it on Sunday while you're watching Netflix or whatever. The planning is the worst part. Just do the planning. And then I kid you not, now because I have my meals planned every week, my kids come home from school at 2 p.m. every day. At 1:30, I go downstairs, I look at the thing that I wrote on Sunday that says what we're making. I look up the whatever it was that we're making. If it's from a recipe, I look the recipe up that I've already saved on Facebook, and I start cooking. And by the time my kids get home from school, I have made them a perfectly delicious meal that I didn't have to think about at all. I didn't have to wonder. I didn't have to look and see if we had the ingredients. Nothing. It took me 30 minutes to make a meal that probably a couple years ago, before I was doing meal planning, would have taken me 1.5 hours to even find the recipe, go to the grocery store, figure out how to make it. Forget that stuff. Meal planning is cost effective, saves you so much time, so much time. It is not rigid, it is very, very flexible, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be the easiest, most simplest stuff. I really hope that inspires you this week. I'm going to be talking about meal planning all week, and especially tomorrow, my baby mama day, I'm going to be talking about how to plan for meals when it comes to your baby. And on Thursday, I'm going to be talking to you about how to and tips and tricks to make meal planning even easier and not be all on your shoulders. Wouldn't that be nice? Love you guys so, so much. Keep having an amazing week. Tomorrow, we are flying to Denver from Spain. Oh my gosh, we're going to be traveling all day. So my video tomorrow will not be live, but it will be given to you guys with just as much love as always. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.